Hey guys. Okay, so we're going to do this reading. This is going to be kind of different from what I normally do. This is going to be a two-part reading, okay? So I have two different decks here that I'm going to use. In this particular video that you're watching right now, it's only going to be this deck. But in the next part two, we're going to use this deck. And this is going to be based off of your story, what your story is, and what their story is, okay? So between the two of you, what happened in this connection, what this connection is going through currently, whatever that is, this one here is going to be like pile 1, and this would be like pile 2. So you can either listen to this reading and see if you resonate with it, or you can choose one of these and then only watch one of the videos, but it'll be part 1 video, part 2 video, okay? So this reading, we're gonna start with the, this is called the Lightworkers Tarot. It's from Leo Vibes 1111. You can find her on Instagram. She's got tons of different kinds of oracle decks and tarot decks. And then we're also gonna use these, the Twin Flame Oracles. These are also by Leo Vibes 1111, so we're showing her some love today. And then we'll also use these. These are the Elemental Oracles. We're going to use these probably to start, and then we'll get some message cards as well. Okay? Actually, we're not going to use these to start. Okay. No? Okay. I have a lot of very feminine energy around me in your reading so right now. And very strong feminine energies. Let's say that. Okay. So what is, well, good grief. What still are not going together all? What is, that was embarrassing. So what is your side of the story here? Where are you coming from? I'm going to get these to get kind of an overall look, and then we'll get more in depth about your emotions and your feelings and any kind of action that you're wanting to take here. Message cards, charms we're going to get as well. Okay. So far, we have Rain, number 35. You're learning how to grow from the experience. Wow. We have number 10, Fury, Brush Fires. Yeah. I also have a lot of Native American energy around me right now. I heard it, I saw it on TV, and now this card right here is giving me that. So I don't know if that's meant for somebody or if that's just something that kind of needs to be said. So, or thought of for me. Okay. So what is your story here? Well, what I want to say right in front of me is, if we started here with the beginning, we also have number 39, Gravity. I don't know if I even said that. If we start here with the beginning, I do feel like that you've experienced a situation here with someone that I think that you kind of looked at this as possibly a new beginning with this person, something that could grow. And I think that didn't go well, did it? You were in a situation to where you felt very vulnerable, but you also kind of felt very grounded, so very safe, very capable of, you know, you could see or recognize the growth here, not only within yourself or within the connection with this person, and it made you feel like you could be vulnerable here. The groundedness here made you feel vulnerable. It's like you really felt like you really knew this person really well. And I think that you were holding like this idea or thought of having like this whole new experience with this person. And for whatever reason, I think that was broken. And I think that what you thought was something that could blossom into something great, or something that would just only grow and grow, it's like whatever happened there that made a crack in that foundation, it's definitely something that's upsetted you a lot, but it's like you're trying really hard to find the beauty out of it. You're trying really hard to grow from this experience. But recognizing the fact that this person and being connected to this person changed you so much. And I think that you're very grateful for the amount of growth of how this changed you. And because of that being there, it's almost like you're more attached to that emotion or that feeling than you are sure about this person. I think that you're so connected with the fact this person caused this inside of you to change, that it's almost it's like it's just so magical. How could you not stick around for that? How could you not be heartbroken over that? Or how could you not want that and want to and crave that and have that always in your mind, you know, almost obsessively in a way, because it was just so profound. But you've made so much progress within and you recognize it, but now it's like you're almost kind of, in a way, kind of more guarded than you were with this person. It's definitely broke you open in a way that I think that you've never experienced before, which is partially the reason why you're having such a hard time figuring out kind of where to go from there. You know, what do you do from there? From having an experience like that, how do you move forward? It's almost like you have this fear that it doesn't matter who you meet or who you're with, you're always going to be, in a way, kind of feeling like it's just not enough. It's just not there, or it's just not the same. You know, in a way, you're always going to have that craving to experience what that feels like again. Because it's like you don't feel like another relationship would be able to, you would be able to connect in that same kind of way. It's the intensity that you're addicted to, I feel like, in a way. Yeah, it's the intensity of it. But it's not intensity like, oh, it feels so good kind of thing. It's like, because it awakened you, you know, to this new self that you've now kind of fallen in love with, you know what I mean? Like, which is actually kind of great. I mean, that's kind of great. Like, how can you not be addicted to something like that? But you're also, in a way, kind of wondering, well, was that the reason? You know, was that the idea behind this for me? Or is there more to come? More of myself that I need to see or search for, you know what I mean? So, number 10, brush fire. Yeah. I think that there's a level of currently, I feel like you are trying to figure out what to let go of and what to carry on with you. I think that you're trying to be okay in the idea of maybe the ending that took place here, trying to rebuild your whole entire structure, your whole entire foundation. So it's like, after that crack happened, right, with this person, and it awakened you to this whole new reality within yourself, it's like from there, you kind of, the sadness is here, I have to say that. But going through this whole journey here is there. And I feel like you're almost kind of in this energy. I feel like what they're showing me here is past, present, and future energies, okay? And then we'll get more into depth. But the brush fire here, it's almost like you're indecisive in a way of, you know that this is kind of ended, and you're trying to, like I said, figure out what to carry on with you. What part of this connection can you protect in your mind moving forward? You know, there's a part of this that I do feel as if you're trying to stabilize this is ended, or this is over, feeling that you're feeling. You definitely don't want to move forward denying yourself any kind of pleasures coming in. And there may have been a lot of distance here. You may have been kind of waiting for this in this waiting period for a long time, and it's like now you're just realizing, you know, this cycle just needs to end. I've been experiencing the same feeling, the same thought, the same thing over and over and over about this person and where we were and what happened and everything. And it's like you just know that you have to end this right now. Like you have to have a new cycle take place. So it's almost like, you know, you really kind of, in a way, you're setting your own fire here. You're the one it's taking this foundation down. You're the one that's addressing it and saying, okay, is this tower going to last here, or do we need to kind of destroy it and then we can start something new? And this is where you're at. And I think this, as far as that memory thing goes, with you trying to figure out what memories to stabilize, I think that the way that you're realizing, the way that you kind of saw things in this connection aren't the same as what you, definitely not anything like what you feel now compared to what you did feel. I think that you've came a long way in this. This card's heavy. I think that you're ready to kind of, it's like you can finally, it's like the smoke and mirrors are no longer there. Do you know what I mean? It's like you see yourself now. You see how whatever happened here, even in a way, you feel like you were very protected in that situation, or this all happened and then you're still protected in this situation. But it's almost like you just got out of this, you know? You feel like you're kind of getting out of something that could have caused you even more pain. But you're definitely like, you're saying, you know what? I can't keep doing this. Enough's enough. I have to just tear this whole thing down and carry what memories I can. But these aren't the same memories that I felt in the experience. I'm realizing those memories were a lot different now. I just couldn't see it at the time because all the smoke, you know, I couldn't see past the illusions at the time. I only was seeing kind of really what I wanted to see, almost like you were just romanticizing everything. And even though those feelings were real and true, and I feel like they still are, it's just, you're kind of looking at it from the bigger picture. And you've kind of figured out how to kind of detach your emotions and long enough for you to be able to look at it from a higher perspective and have a new understanding moving forward, which is absolutely what you should be doing. I mean, I think that you're on the right track here. 39, this card is so heavy to me because, again, you have the world that she's kind of laying on here, and it's like you're trying to do this as gracefully as you can. You're trying to move forward as gracefully as you can. And, you know, the world is that ending, that closure of that cycle. And look at these butterflies. They're chained to this girl and they're trying to almost lift her up. And it's like, that's what it is. That's how you feel. You feel as if you're still in this, so you're recognizing the sweetness to this, delicateness to this connection, how delicate it is to you, and precious it was to you. And it's almost like those butterflies are like, you got to come on. You know, you've transformed, you've changed. You know, it's time to let go. And the transformation that's taking place here, with the healing and the realizations that are coming into play, it's what's picking you up off of this world. It's what's really picking you up from that and saying, you know, you're having that idea of, you know, I was just really that person that I was when I first got into this connection is not the same person that I am now. I'm someone totally different. And the two transformations that are here are what I talked about here. You having this healing that went through all this, you know, going through all this connection and how painful it was, and the separation of it and everything, and healing past that, growing past that, and recognizing that you need that rain in order for that field to bloom. You know, you need to have that rain in that experience, and having gratitude for it, even though of how painful it was, but developing that balance between the pain and the gratitude, being able to see that, you know, silver lining there is part of that healing experience that you have overcome. And I'm trying to search for the right word to, I guess, alchemy maybe. It's like you're there, you know, you've reached that understanding. And then here is you having that understanding again of you just being able to clear out that foundation so that you can rebuild something new for yourself, and realizing how you kind of have to let all that stuff go, and those memories that you've experienced, you're kind of detaching those memories from what the reality of it is. Having that higher perspective is how you're closing out the other part of that cycle. So you've made this transformation not only in your heart space, but also in your head space. Do you see what I'm getting at? So you have that balance that's there, which is representing these two butterflies here for me. And honestly, I feel like all these animals here in a way are almost kind of like your spirit guides. Yes, they're giving me a nod to that. Yeah, they're kind of like these, your spirit guides here. And especially, and I want to emphasize on this, especially for the other person that's in this connection. Because as we get further into this connection, I'm starting to feel like I feel divine, feminine and masculine energy here. So take that how it resonates, but definitely focus on the feminine energy here. And I felt it in the beginning of this reading, but I wanted to be sure. You know, so I'll go over these numbers in just a second, but this groundedness with gravity is saying, you know, they want, and I think you understand, you need to ground here. You are right now kind of in this energy of where you're kind of just floating, you know, in this space of kind of gathering your thoughts or putting the pieces together, and yeah, so that you can kind of move towards a new world here for yourself. And then ground yourself. That's kind of a strange thing, but yeah, this, you know, being grounded is definitely needed, but you're not in that energy quite yet. You're in this energy right now of just letting everything just kind of soak in. You know, it's just letting everything here kind of just soak in. And I have to say, I think that whoever it is that you're in this connection with is definitely recognizing this within yourself, within you. And it's almost like they have this, kangaroos are significant here for somebody. There's two here, and I needed to say that. But they recognize, I feel like spirit is also kind of guiding or leading them in some kind of way. Hopefully their intuition. There's a whole lot of protection here around you. It's almost like, this is the way I'm seeing this card. It's pretty awesome. You know, if you have a certain spirit animals that kind of have helped you along the way. So for some of you, if you ask for signs and you keep seeing a repetitive animal, and this might have been something that was important to you on your journey or stood out in your journey, and it's like all these different spirit guides that have kind of helped you along the way, or spirit animals, it's like they're looking at you now in celebration. I mean, they all have their arms up and look interested here in the fact that this is the time for you to kind of move forward. 39 together is 12, and it comes down to 3. So 3 is about that growth. 3 is about creating something new for yourself. It's also the Empress in Tarot, which is that divine feminine energy. No surprise there. Yeah. Okay. So let's get some tarot. Let's get some tarot. It's such an interesting read. I love these readings. They're so different from just the regular readings. They're so much more in depth, I feel. Oh my gosh, wild. Guys, this is so crazy. You're not gonna believe me. I started this reading before, but I decided to kind of do it in a different, I felt like it was confusing, so I just wanted to say it in a different way. But when I halved the deck before, this is the same exact thing that came out. The same exact thing. So that Queen of Pentacles energy could be Taurus, but it doesn't have to be. It just, it really depends. I don't want to say too much about the signs, okay? I just want you to, if you resonate with the reading, because it really depends on everybody, where that is in your chart, how it affects you in the houses. I mean, it just depends on everybody. Like, for instance, my first house is Sagittarius and Capricorn. So I'm in kind of that adventurous, fiery energy sometimes. And then sometimes I'm, more of a Capricorn rising, which is what my identity, myself is. So it just depends, Depends on what you get, depends on what the, everything's like at the time. But so I don't want y'all to focus on that too much, but that Taurus energy is also kind of like that, that Empress there, but grounded, someone that's kind of realizing that they're in a space to where in reverse, then, she's not someone that kind of gives more than she knows that she needs to. I mean, she's kind of like that anyways, but when she's in reverse, it's almost like she's more selfish, but not negatively. It's like you're putting yourself first instead of being so generous with yourself to others. It's like you're really setting in, putting yourself first. And we saw Justice there upright. So it's like, yeah, the justice here, I think for you in the end here, ultimately is the fact that you have kind of justified the idea of why this connection took place. And that it was more focused on you, or more focused on yourself and your growth. That's interesting. Okay, so let's get some more and see how this kind of comes out. I have no idea how this is going to come out. I'm just going to start pulling tarot, and we'll see how I decide to lay out the spread. Okay, so what else do we need to know? I flipped right over the Hanged One. Yeah, because this is about letting go. This is about having that metamorphosis take place, breaking yourself free from old patterns, getting yourself out of this stuck position. That's what this is about. And I think this is possibly more of a heavy influence is this Gravity card here, and them, having those chains, having to kind of lift you off of there, because I don't feel like this is easy for you to finally close this door, this facing this reality. 6 of Swords, yeah. I laugh, guys, because it's just like, it's like you're just turning pages and reading a story. It's so crazy in my mind. So heavy dragon energy here. I don't know if someone has a back tattoo or has a dragon tattoo, but that's definitely something on this card that's sticking out to me. But, you know, typically at the Six of Swords is a card where they're already in the boat, and it's three of them, right? The child, the woman, and the man is the one that's leading the boat. Here, you know, she's hugging her. I'm getting so much stuff off these cards. She's hugging herself. So that representation of self, you know, of what we just talked about, is there, having that compassion for yourself. Very independent energy here. She has a wedding ring on, but it's not on her ring finger. So really independent energy that's coming off of this. And she's not reached that boat yet. It's so similar to this. You know, it's just being in this too as well, because this is it looks like a dancer here on that world. And then look at this. This is like the world, that blue and green. And they're making this move here. You know, this motion kind of like that dancer there. It's almost, again, you just sitting in this space of being comfortable in this new metamorphosis of yourself. But knowing that you're still needing to kind of ease your way into this. You know, the boat's there, and you know it's there, and you know it's waiting on you. You know you're ready. You're getting ready to go. You're getting ready to move into a calmer place for yourself here, to fully let go here. King of Cups. This is what you're letting go. You know, this is what you're letting go of, and this is who you're letting go. Now let me explain. This is Scorpio energy, by the way. You also have oh my gosh, I just went totally blank. Is that Virgo? Anyway, two things here come with this. This could be the person that you're connected with, that you are, you know, kind of releasing here. Also, this is also about having that balance between your head and your heart, is the other thing that you're kind of releasing. You know, being more in balance. And we'll get some clarifiers to get more on that. Tell me more. Two cards, the Magician and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. You're not investing into anything that does not have a return on it anymore. And that was that Queen of Pentacles as well, being there. Yeah, you're not investing into anything anymore that's not beneficial towards you in some kind of way. The Magician is someone that, I mean, they already have everything they need, and it's like you already understand this about yourself. You know, you have everything that you need. You don't need to kind of wait for anyone else or invest into anything that's not, you don't have a return on. This is where you're stopping here. Yeah. You can also be manifesting something for yourself here. Why is it? Okay. There's that Justice in reverse this time, because this is what you're letting go of. You know, it's like you're creating. Here you were waiting. I think some of you were kind of in this energy of waiting for this balance to come in. I know that things are going to balance themselves out. I just have to wait. That's the worst thing ever, isn't it? Don't do that to yourself. No waiting. No waiting. You are in this point where you're figuring this out. You're realizing that this is possibly something that's kind of kept you in, but you understand the reason for it. You understand that this took time for you to reach this point of alchemy, you know. But you are in a place to where you're realizing that this was actually up to you to do this, to find this balance within. And you're realizing that you've been in this energy of what you thought was waiting, but was really, it's almost like Spirit was trying to give you time to figure this out on your own. Trying to give you this time to figure this out. They could have even thrown you a couple of things in the mix to try to get you to kind of burst that thought, you know, kind of, we'll throw this at them. Maybe they're not thinking about it. Okay. So you're not thinking about it in the way that they're trying it, that would help you. So, or you're stuck in a thought you can't get out of. So they'll throw you a curveball, which means they could have some kind of tower moment that takes place with you and this person, some kind of communication that takes place suddenly between you and this person, whatever it is that kind of puts that curveball in your head to get you to redirect your mind and kind of go through that trajectory of kind of seeing that side of things and kind of living in that space for a little while. You know what I mean? And it just took some time for you to realize that by doing that, you're kind of finding this balance that you've desperately needed. And it wasn't from the outside, it was from the inside. It was from the inside that you needed to kind of realize that also there was possibly no real justice here, you know, and having to settle in that as well. Okay. The High Priestess. More, I feel like divine feminine energy. Pisces, Cancer energy. You also have the moons here, interesting enough, on this card. So those moons are a representation of the cycle that you're realizing, you know, has been completed here or is completing here. But definitely listening to your higher self when it comes to when you feel like you're prepared and ready enough to step on that boat and kind of continue forward. You know yourself differently from what you knew yourself then. That person that you knew then, it's like you can recognize all the weaknesses that were in that person, which was purposeful, you know. But it's like that going back in time and saying, wow, I wish I would have done things differently. I wish I wouldn't have done it that way. But you realize it was the way that it needed to be done for you to have this new awareness in yourself. So it's not like you linger there for long and you don't have guilt and all that stuff, which I do feel like is something that you definitely went through on your healing journey. But you're way above that now. You've moved on past that understanding there. Why is the King of Cups in reverse? Queen of Swords in reverse. Wow, look at that. Look at that. So the Queen of Swords in reverse is someone that's, I mean, I think that you really, again, I feel like this, where you're kind of putting this back on yourself, like being kind of selfish in a good way, if that makes sense. Yeah, being selfish in a good way. But kind of, I hate to say this, I know how bad this sounds, but you feel like the other person here may not just have been learning from past mistakes, but I think that you are also kind of learning from past mistakes still, and that goes with that head and that heart balance, who you kind of are, what you represent, and maybe thinking about things more in your headspace than what you normally do, and less in your emotional body, you know, being able to kind of separate those two, knowing when you need to kind of cut the ties here, or knowing when someone is more not accepting your emotions or not accepting theirs even, and kind of not putting up with that. You know what I mean? Kind of not putting up with that. I'm not putting up with that anymore. You know what? I learned from my past, whether you did or not, and I may seem cold-hearted. You know, you feel like you might seem cold-hearted to this person in some kind of way, but really, you're just recognizing who you are and what you will and you won't put up with. Heavy here too on, I think in your past you were too emotional, way too, it's like you were so in your heart space. with this other person and not so much in your head at all. And even if you were in your head, at the end of the day, it's like, I still love them. And I think that you made a lot of excuses for this person in their behavior, how they acted towards you because of that. Magician. Look at that. What a great card to come out with the Magician. This is like you moving straight forward. I'm moving on. I'm taking the reins. I have my power. Cancer energy again. I have my power, my Libra as well. I'm moving towards what it is I deserve, what it is I want, what is I desire. And there's no one holding you back here from manifesting everything that you want. You're very, very, to have the Magician and the Chariot here, heavy manifestation energy that I'm feeling for you guys. Heavy manifestation energy. I mean, you are in your power here to basically manifest what it is that you want moving forward. So if you haven't figured that out, I would recommend that you do at least what you want as far as your emotional self, or what you would, an idea of what you would like to ground. Whatever it is for you guys, I mean, write it down, set it in stone, repeat it to yourself, meditate, manifest meditations, meditations. It's hard to say. Anyways, whatever it is, you are in your power right now. So I would be just definitely going for that. And it could be just the time period, July, because we're in July right now. These two cards, the reason I say that is because there's fireworks here behind her. So 4th of July, and then look at all the energy that's here, the lightning bolt. So it's like, this is heavy right here, guys. You really need to, I would really recommend it. What's the 7 of Pentacles here? Also, I think it's because it's just the overall, like, alchemy energy. Yeah. That's where that ability is coming from. All the lightened realizations that you're coming into is how you're so heavy in this energy here. It's like you're just manifesting whatever's right for you. And if you don't know what exactly to manifest, that's the way kind of to go, is just to say whatever's for my highest good. Well, say whatever's for my highest good, or whatever's going to bring me happiness, or, I want to manifest something really good in my life in X, Y, and Z, or whatever, Okay. 10 of Wands. They're like, carry on. I can over talk about things sometimes. 4 of Swords, yeah. This is that resting stage that you're in. And look at how happy she is in this moon. I think it's been hard for you to sit in your emotions with this up until this point. The Sun being in reverse, and that 5 of Swords is kind of in that 3 of Swords. Look at that. This is what you're walking away from, is that hurt, that pain, that conflict that took place there, what to do, and then that lack of clarity is all things that you've been kind of waiting for and worrying about. And it's like you realize in this 4 of Swords is that I'm gonna where you kind of take that time to yourself and reflect. It's that heavy, it's like that heavy resting period after all this. And it's almost like your inner child is like the happiest it's ever been at this point, because they feel way more love than they used to. You've really been able to kind of find yourself through this, which is what we want, what we need. And everybody needs to be able to feel this way, I feel. But you've reached it, and she's so happy being in this space. And look at these 2 cards, guys. Look at how similar these girls are, the way they're laying here. And she's on the earth here, and then you have the moon here, which is that balance. And that head and heart, and you know, having the awareness there, and being able to recognize all the, it's just like you're grounding things here. You know, you're grounding this feeling here. But it's so like, the energy is so space-like. So you're not on the ground. You're just grounded within yourself at this moment, and you're enjoying that. You're like, I feel really good about this place that I'm in. And heavy on that child energy being there, reflecting on the inner child. It's like your inner child's at peace right now and resting, and you don't want to disturb it, you know? So you're not putting your feet completely on the ground just yet. Now this right here, it's kind of that you're not ready to move on to the next thing just yet, is what it is. You're just kind of enjoying the space that you're in, which is great. So the Seven of Pentacles in reverse with the Ten of Wands is, there's definitely, you know, these wands that you've been carrying around of putting in so much effort, so much work, so much energy into something or someone else. Maybe overall, it's just not with this person, but just for yourself. Always being that person that's there, you know, in that kind of way. And realizing that when you're not getting that in return, but walking away from that, is this Ten of Wands in reverse for me. Because it's about having radical change with taking on those wands and kind of letting them go, and realizing that you don't need to take it. You don't need to carry those wands. It's like going up a hill with wands with other people. And the more and more you go up the hill, they keep, can you carry my wand for me? I mean, that's what I feel like as a mom when I go places. And my kids are like, will you carry this for me? Will you hold this for me? Will you carry this for me? And then I realized that, why am I carrying all this stuff? They're younger, they're in better shape than me, and they can carry their own weight, and I won't feel so heavy, you know what I mean? And you're realizing that. You're having this like, oh yeah, oh my goodness, you're right, kind of energy. And you're moving on past it. So it's just for fun. I feel like we should get some of these to get kind of more in depth here about whatever Spirit wants to tell us. So can you clarify the Hangman and Justice in reverse, please? 2 cards. Temptation and fulfillment. So you're letting go of what doesn't fulfill you anymore, okay? You're not being tempted by things that aren't favorable to you. And yeah, that's it. I mean, that's it. There's not a whole lot more to say about that. You're not letting, you know who you are in a way where you're not letting other things come in and kind of disrupt that energy, right? Which is great. 6 of Swords. Surprise. I think that you are surprised in yourself at getting to this place. I think, you know, I think that you had so much hope for so long that I think something else that just came through is that one of the reasons for some of you, this won't be for everybody, okay? It's just only some of you, I feel like, are kind of in an energy of still kind of waiting for a surprise or unexpected energy to kind of come in, which I'm going to be honest, I feel like the reason I feel like it's only for some of you is because it's very possible for some of you that might happen. And you might sense that intuitively. That's going to be different. So you're going to have to really rely on your own inner guidance there, guys. If you feel like you've been feeling like this person's energy more, or like there's just going to come in, or you're going to get some kind of message or something from this person, then that's you know, up to you if you've been feeling that. For those of you who haven't, I don't feel this person's energy like I did. I don't feel like something sudden's going to happen, you know. I think that you're well aware of your own intuition, so you'll be able to tell this. That could be why some of you, I feel like, are kind of waiting still and not gotten on that boat quite yet. You know, she's kind of looking behind her here in that way. What if I feel this, like, I have this feeling that something's going to come in last minute. But for some of you, it's just, you're kind of surprised within yourself of how far you come. Okay, hope with the High Priestess. Yeah. It's like having this whole renewed hope, and this knowing. Yeah, the High Priestess is someone, she knows everything. She's a really good friend to have because she holds everything, and she holds all that information within inside her. She's not someone that runs and tells everyone secrets. She just knows. And it's almost like she has, like, her and her higher self are like best friends. You know, she doesn't have to say anything to anybody else. She just knows things. And it's like you have this intuitive knowing that you're just hopeful for some of you for this surprise to come in, or you're hopeful for, you know, moving forward, and having that hope still there is kind of surprising to you in some kind of way. Some of you are just like, I'm just hopeful that if something ever happens, it happens. And it might come as a surprise when it does, but if it doesn't, then you're fine with that energy as well, you know. Journey here, right on top of that King of Cups. So, yeah, you know, and in this card, they're walking away here. So, again, and they're both looking up to the sky. Like, it's possible that you're just seeing this other person as someone that's you had this great journey with, you experienced this great thing with, and their energy could always be with you, you know, in whatever kind of way. And maybe they might come back around at some point. But I think that as far as y'all walking away together, it's like, yeah, I recognize, you know, that energy we talked about in the beginning. I recognize the strength of the connection here. But I also understand it more being a journey than just someone that I'm romantically interested in. Why is the Queen of Swords in reverse? Feminine. Yeah, look at that, guys. That's so awesome. Feminine journey. So you're kind of leaving this connection in the idea of this person being in that King of Cups in reverse, that distorted Scorpio kind of energy. You know, not the best kind of energy to be in, because they can be more so kind of more manipulative with their emotions, how they use their emotions to kind of get what they need or want. Also someone that maybe just lacks the emotional abilities to be able, like, they don't connect with their emotional body very well. So you could see this person as just part of what you're learning or growing, and that they're still, you know, undergoing that. And, you know, heavy here again, though, guys, about this just being head and heart for you, and that being mostly your journey, you know, realizing that this was all your journey here, is you being more in this Queen of Swords energy than you've ever been. Yeah, being more in your head, allowing your headspace to be a part of the journey more than you've probably ever been. And not in a way of your thoughts like going off randomly about different things. You're looking at it in a bigger perspective. So why is the Magician here? 2 more cards. We have Drama with Chariot and Misunderstood. Okay. Couple things here. I feel like, so you do also have, I have to say, counterparts for me would be like the Magician and the High Priestess. Because one of them has all the tools, has the ability to manifest and all that stuff, which is the Magician, and the other one has all the information within, how it has the intuitive abilities to kind of create what they want or desire, or kind of understand what direction they need to go with the intuitive abilities there, very psychic abilities. So kind of more of like the way that I see this is being able to create something in tangible here in your life moving forward, whatever that is. And then the High Priestess has that intuitive knowing, following that inner guidance. They come together and it's like a big deal, because you have both of those things playing into that, which is where you are, I think, in a way. But I do feel as if, it's that feminine and masculine energy within yourself, really. But I do feel as if this misunderstood being here with on top of this Magician is almost like you've kind of misunderstood this connection up until this point, and you haven't properly been recognizing the fact that you have these tools that you could actually play this out. You could also feel like this masculine here is misunderstanding this connection and what it means. But with the drama here on top of this Chariot, it's like you're definitely moving on past any kind of drama in your life, recognizing that you only want what's best for you again, moving forward, what's right for you. The Chariot is about moving in a positive direction. Moving in a positive direction. Moving forward. Come on, we're getting in the Chariot. There's too much drama here. That kind of energy, that's where you are. And I think before you've kind of misunderstood that you actually have the tools that you need to kind of do this. You're kind of putting everything, like I said, those puzzle pieces are all being put into place here moving forward. You have Angel here, yeah, because your spirit guides are protecting you as far as you giving and what you invest in. Look at the way in this card too, like this angel's kind of guiding this person. It's your spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, whoever it is that you that it is for you. Whoever's guiding you here is, you feel like is guiding you out of this. I'm not investing in something that doesn't deserve me anymore. I'm not investing in something I don't have any kind of fulfillment outside of that. It's like it's like putting your money into one of those toy machines, well aware you're not getting anything back, but you just keep putting your money in. That's exactly what this journey, that's a perfectly good way to describe this journey here. Putting your change into one of those machines, keep trying to grab a hold of something. Oh, it's just one more chance. One more chance, that kind of thing. And before you know it, you're out of money, or you're almost out of money, and you're like, how much money have I put in this machine? I've already this, and then even if you do finally get something, it's like, okay, you get a 5-cent toy that you probably spent like $5 on, really. Do you know what I mean? And your return is not the same. And this isn't just with this connection. I think it's just in general, overall for you. You're realizing, I'm not going to invest in anything. And this is your guardian angels, your ancestors, whatever it is for you. They're protecting you. They're protecting this. It's like they're pulling you away. You're not getting anything in return here. Are you aware of that? Because we are. 10 of Wands in reverse. Look at that. Deep feelings. This is what. That's heavy. Commitment is at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Doubt. Rejection. Locked. Forgiveness and attachment. All these, guys, passions, probably where it started. The attachment was there. Forgiveness is something that you're trying to do. You feel like they're still locked in your heart, of course. Or they still have the key to your heart, but they've rejected you, and you're kind of accepting this rejection in some kind of way. You have a little bit of doubt there. We saw that with surprise, but you're committing to yourself. And this is big right here, because you are, they keep telling me, your inner child feels safe here. She's safe while she's sleeping. She's not worried about her future here with her emotions. You feel more comfortable. So even if this person did come around, you feel so good about yourself and where you are. You have this committed energy to yourself that this right here, you know that it's not going to affect you the same. The 10 of Wands is that radical change, you know, not carrying any more of those wands, and deep feelings. So I think this whole thing is kind of, especially the higher perspective, is changing the way that you feel about this situation with this person. Definitely changing the way that you're seeing things, the way that you feel about things has been a really heavy influence for you to release those wands. And I have to say, you may also be in this acceptance. This acceptance is coming from this 7 of Pentacles being in reverse and realizing that this person's not giving you anything. And as they're not giving you anything, you have this acceptance that these feelings are not there for them. But we'll find out about that, won't we? It's like, there's something to do here though with you not being able to fully see these, or them not, even if they have feelings, they're not speaking they're not speaking up about them, or they're not telling you anything. And you're kind of figuring out that you have to, because yeah, look at this. You see how this girl is here? She's kind of like, she's not hiding herself. And it's like, he's hiding what? His mouth, his throat chakra. So it's possible, even if the feelings are here, they're not speaking up about them. And that's what you're letting go of. This idea that this person's going to speak up about how they feel about you. If they do or don't, it's like you're just releasing that. You're releasing that waiting. You're walking away from that machine. And you're realizing, I'm not putting any more money into this. I'm not going to get anything in return. Okay, so what else can you tell me? What other advice do you have here, Spirit? Resolving issues, solving inner conflict with others, healing past trauma, energy activation, connecting to the divine through spirit and meditation. We also have expansion here, pursuing bigger and greater endeavors, which is something else that we've already seen. Creativity, have fun, express yourself in new ways. So yeah, they're wanting you to, they're saying here is that you've resolved past issues, realignments here as well, which is what you've done. And then peace and balance in the lovers. You know, you're paying more attention to things, I feel like, when it comes to love now. Making sure things are in balance instead of being, you know, there's not an equal give and take here. You're finding peace in this situation. You've realigned your whole perspective here. You've resolved a lot of healing, a lot of past trauma that you've experienced before this person, probably in your childhood with the inner child showing up. This has been a big inner child, traumatic experience that you needed to heal from. I think this whole connection's really helped you do that, and that's part of the cycle that's been completed. I feel that energy activation is part of that manifestation that needs to take place here, because you need to expand now, is what they're saying here. Okay, now that you've activated this whole new energy within, use that to expand, pursue bigger and greater endeavors, and use your creativity here. Have fun, express yourself in this ways of who you are now versus who you were then. You know, really open yourself up to that. Okay. So let's see what the future holds here for you. Any kind of advice about future energies? What comes up? What's going to come up in the future? Control. Assert yourself. Take charge of your destiny. They're really wanting you to put out effort here and use this manifestation energy while you have it. While it's activated. Okay, right now. You know, like when you, when something's new, it's like, it's so, like the energy's so heavy, like new job or a new creative endeavor or a new relationship, whatever it is. You know how the energy when it's new is just like even new car, you know, that you feel so different, so good, it feels so good, you know, and all that stuff is there. That's like what energy that you're in right now. That's why they're saying it's so important to remember right now is the time for you to expand. What is it that maybe you wanted to do you've not done? What is it, something on your bucket list you could do that you could if you feel like you can't do it right now, it's something that they're saying to manifest how that can take place. This could be even just, providing new things into your life. Just thinking bigger, pursuing things bigger or greater than what you've experienced. Or a relationship if that's what you want. But be creative with it. Really express yourself. You need to really take control here of your destiny moving forward. Stress. Yeah. You need to take control and release the stress that you feel about making these changes moving forward. Because I do feel like that's hard for you to... It's hard for you not to think about... I don't know, I feel like this... You kind of second guess yourself sometimes. Or you kind of think about what could cause it not to happen. What they're saying here, though, and I think why control is here, is if you take control of those things now and get ahead of that energy, then you won't get stressed out in the middle of it. Always try to stay ahead of that energy so that you won't feel yourself tied down. It's almost like don't procrastinate here, because then you'll be doing things holding on to the last bit of that manifestation that's there, and you'll end up stressing yourself out. Don't wait. Make that effort, like they said. Take control while you can and act. Yeah. Okay. Don't be uncertain about your future here, because luck is on your side. You are in line to have good favor happen for you. Okay. So this is part of what they're saying here is part of what's kind of stressing you out. Again, it's what we talked about. You being in that worry, uncertainty energy is part of what you need to let go of. Take control of your destiny here. Again, destiny. Wheel of Fortune. But they emphasize on the fact that right now luck is on your side. Right now is the time, I'm telling you. Right now, look at the bottom of the deck. Happiness. Yeah, and hope again. Move forward. Move forward. Move forward. You can do it. You can do it. You're in this. Look, we have work too. Work for it. You've worked for it. You're in this energy of just, I can't even express this enough. You need to take control right now. You could have so many things happen for you right now. If you knew, like, if you knew that the next week is going to be the luckiest week of your life, what would you do? What would you take a chance on? Do you know what I mean? Okay. Intention and companionship. This is important, okay? Possibly for some of you that are trying to manifest a new connection, a new soulmate. Okay, so intention. Intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all God's wishes for me come true. So instead of focusing on the stress and the uncertainty, focus on your intention. What is your intention, that manifestation? So think about, my intention is, and I think we talked about this already, I want to move forward in happiness. I want to move forward with whatever's for my highest good. That's my intentions. Have those wishes, that luck on my side, and whatever those wishes are to come true. That's intention. Just say that in meditation. If you're not sure exactly what you want, but you know for sure you want happiness, set it. Say it and set it. Compassion. Compassion. Have compassion, apparently. Companionship. When you fully bless and embrace your aloneness, you're ready for the ones who are meant to be in your life, are meant to be with you. May I welcome this solitude, knowing that it will open the way for all healthy relationships. Okay, so again, if you're not sure about what you want as far as love goes, this is also a great way to put that intention in there and say, you know, I'm in a place to where I feel comfortable being alone. I feel good about being alone. And some of you may not. Some of you may say, I'm not really ready for that. I'm just going to stay here for a little bit longer in my aloneness. But some of you are saying, you know, I've been alone and I feel comfortable and I'm ready. I think I'm ready to step outside of, you know, being alone here and open myself up to kind of a new healthy relationship coming in. So manifest that. I'm telling you right now, guys, whatever it is you want, you just go for it. Okay. So I have no idea where my tray is. Oh, I see it. Well, it's way over there. I'm going to grab it. Okay, so let's get we're going to pull some charms out of the charm box here, and then we'll also get some initials to close and a postcard from Spirit. Make sure I don't forget that. Okay, so look at all the animals, guys. No way, that's so crazy. Isn't that crazy? I told you, Spirit is gotcha. Look at this. Oh, what a great way to end the reading. So fun. See all these animals here? I'm telling you, you have some serious spirit guides or guardian angels that have your back. I mean, you've got a little bit of everything here. You have, to me, you have the hummingbird here. So the hummingbird is like representation of, you know, the sweetness in life and being able to recognize that sweetness in life. Also, hummingbirds have been around for a very long time. Representation of your ancient or your ancestors following you. Yeah, having that speed, you know, as well. Act on the happiness now. I just keep repeating that. The T-Rex here is, you know, I just got the weirdest thing here. You don't have to kind of see, or hold on, let me make sure I get this right, what they're telling me here. If you feel like you can't reach for what it is that you need, don't let that hold you back from realizing that you have the power here to achieve it. So some of you are like, well, you know, and that's part of that uncertainty that steps in, or that stress, really. Like, I can't afford that, or I don't have time for that, or whatever it is. They're saying just because you can't reach it, which is kind of cool I'm getting with this, because they have the tiny arms. Just because you can't reach it, don't let that influence the fact that you definitely have the strength and power to. Go after it. You know, really manifest that and see how things unfold. So here's Eeyore. And you are not in this, and I don't know why I've just put this together, but with this, because I normally don't ever get that with this, but you're recognizing that you're not in this sad energy anymore. And you're not falling for things anymore like you were before. You're much stronger than you were in the past. And not in a way that you have to overthink it. And they're saying don't find yourself overthinking situations. You know, you're beyond that now. It's okay if it happens, but they're saying don't stick in it for too long because you know how to work yourself out of it. The fox obviously is that strategic energy or that deceptive kind of energy, which I think is something that you're going to be able to recognize pretty easily moving forward. When someone's being deceptive around you, I think that you'll be able to see it pretty quickly. Fox just might be significant for somebody for some reason, like just the word fox or the name. It could be somebody's name. But being able to recognize when someone's not being open and honest with you and kind of not sticking around for that. You know, you are someone that now you want openness, but you want honesty. You want someone to, you're not going to stick around with someone that's not wanting to be real with you. You know, it's like, I think too, you can kind of recognize that or see that pretty openly because of the intuitive way that I'm feeling here. So you're going to recognize that right off the bat. You're not going to put up with that kind of energy. If they're not being real or open and honest with you, you're not going to stick around for it. You want that because you give that. That's what you're realizing, you know. I give that energy to you. I expect the same thing in return. Not that you expect it, it's that you won't deny yourself of that. Yeah. So 𝚜𝚘𝚎 came out as well. They're wanting you to step into like a really playful energy moving forward. Really being able to express yourself and kind of try new things. You know, 𝚜𝚘𝚎's very adventurous, so you kind of, what am I doing? Initials, right? You kind of being more adventurous than what you used to be is something that can help you move forward, manifest what you want. It's like you're not going to know what you really want unless you kind of put yourself out there. So, something to think about. So we have X, which could be crossroads. We don't have very many initials, but I'm going to leave it. We have X, S, H, Y, E, E, A. There's always an A in the bowl, isn't there? Another E. I have 3 E's here. D and T. So these could be initials. This could just, don't think if your initials aren't here that it's not your reading. It could just spell something. It does spell she, which isn't surprising with all the feminine energy I was feeling. We also have yeah. So you have a nod there to somebody that was wondering. Yeah, the answer is yeah. Yeah. What else am I missing? I'm sure I'm missing something. You're always like, you totally missed this. Well, obviously there's sex here, so that might be something that you're wanting to manifest. That's funny. That was hard on my throat. That was a hard truth, wasn't it, coming at you? So we also have head. So yeah, the head and the heart, you know, we talked about that. We can't spell heart because we don't have an R, but definitely using your head this go around, you know, instead of just your heart. Hay's here too. Somebody might be reaching out to you, or you may be going on a date because date's here. Oh my gosh, I just didn't even realize it, but look what I just spelled. Hey, sex date. Okay. So fun. We also have 8 here. Somebody may be reaching out for a booty call. I hate to say that, but not everybody's gonna accept it. So funny. You know, go after whatever manifestation you feel like you deserve and need. And see, look at that. See, yep, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Look at this. The rain. You get it? That's the first card we had, rain. So funny. Oh, I kind of like spelling this stuff out, guys. I usually don't sit here and do this. Hate. You have hate. So, hated. Oh, man. So you may have felt hated, or you see like this other person, I don't know, there's just you. okay, I got it. So there may have been things that you hated in the past that you need to kind of re-experience. You may see them in a different light from what you did in the past, and that could be something moving forward, you know, like, oh, you know what, I used to hate this, but I like it now. You know, because you are different. That's kind of what they want to emphasize on too, is that because you've changed, you may kind of see things better than what you did before, because you don't have the worries or the fears, or you're not allowing you're more able to balance out your head, so you're not allowing some of that stuff to come in and disrupt what adventures you take, disrupt what things you do. So again, that's you know, a way to really think about things moving forward. Seed. So you could be planting a lot of, hat is here as well. You could be planting a lot of new seeds in your life, you know, a new roots even, or new ideas moving forward. We have they. So don't worry about what they think. Came to mind. Okay, I'm gonna stop there, guys. I probably missed. Yes is here as well. Of course, we had yeah though in the beginning. So yes is the answer. Yes, do it. X. So you may be kind of walking away from an ex. Look. I don't know. I was trying to spell something, but it wasn't coming out right. Okay, guys. So for real, I'm going to leave here. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope this resonated. Let's move this around so y'all can see these initials better. I'm going to hold this up for a second so y'all can see. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go on to part 2, which will be the other person in this scenario, story. What are they experiencing? What's their story out of this? And if you want to watch that, you can. If you don't, then that's fine. You don't want to know about them, just keep moving on. We also have day here. I don't know if I said that. Did I say that? I might have. Okay, so I will see you over there, or I won't. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your love. Thanks for your support and your kindness. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helps. And if you want a personal reading from me, I'm still open for that for the next couple weeks, and then I'm going on vacation. So I'll be gone for a little while. And yeah, that's all I have, guys. So thanks for being here, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.